In this video, I am sharing with you this haul of books that is all Amazing Spider-Man. What's up guys, my name is John and you're watching Old Stuff is Cool. So today I have a haul video for you. This is a huge Spider-Man haul. It contains some key issues, some gorgeous covers, and a good number of books that I've been on the hunt for. What's great is I was able to bundle all these books together for a great price from Dan from Out of the Panel Comics, someone I've had some great dealings with in the past. I picked up my Uncanny X-Men 148, I picked up my Wolverine #1 from him, and let's just say I was very excited to get this package. But before we get any further, if you could do all of the YouTube things, like, comment, and subscribe, it would go a long way in helping grow this channel. Thank you so much. Alright, so the first book I have for you is Amazing Spider-Man number 304. With this one in the collection, all I'm missing from in the Todd McFarlane run of ASM are issues 306, the one with the Superman Spider-Man homage, and then the big issues in the run, issues 298, 299, 300, and 301. I do group those 4 books on their own as they're quite pricey compared to the rest of Todd McFarlane's run. But with 304 down, it's just great to see that list shrink down. Now the rest of the haul are all issues below number 300. The earliest issue from this pickup is number 220. And while it's not the first team up between Spider-Man and Moon Knight, it is a very early instance of the two characters meeting together. And for viewers who have seen previous videos, you know I love my Moon Knight. So to combine Moon Knight and Spidey, it was kind of a no-brainer. And then we've got issue number 250 here. This is a classic cover by John Romita Jr. featuring Hobgoblin Roderick Kingsley. Issue 253, featuring the first appearance of Richard Fisk as the Rose. And this one was getting a little hype. I forget if there's speculation whether that character might pop up in Daredevil Born Again or maybe some other like movie, TV show type rumors. I actually quite like the character of the Rose, as I think one of the earliest stories in Web of Spider-Man that I read was, I think, called Name of the Rose or something similar to that, and heavily featured that character, who wasn't really a straight up villain at that point. He kind of became an anti-hero, a tweener, if you will. Anyway, always great to get a first appearance of a Spidey character. Moving on, issue 254. And this one, I saw a facsimile version of this recently, and in looking up the issue, I couldn't see anything of importance. I mean, it's got a fantastic cover by Rick Leonardi, and that might be all that's required to do a facsimile. This is the Black House from Spidey in the rain, and I don't know who the villain's in the back taunting him, but cool cover nonetheless. And I did warn you guys, there's gonna be a lot of Hobgoblin today. Next up is issue 261. Another fantastic cover here. And this one is by artist Charles Vess, someone who I don't know a whole lot about, but you better believe I'm gonna do some more research into if there's other treasures like this to be found by him. Then we have issue 271, and this features the first appearance of Manslaughter Marsdale. And I forgot to mention that most of these books are in like mid-grade plus condition. A few are nicer. There are maybe 2 or 3 that are low grade, which includes this next one, issue 279. And this, I feel like this is a fairly well-known cover. It's the first cover and third appearance of Silver Sable. Silver Sable being a femme fatale mercenary that pops up here and there, usually part of some interesting storylines. This one has a bunch of spine ticks, but it is the first time I've ever owned it, so this is definitely what I'd consider upgrading in the future. But otherwise, very cool dynamic cover there. And to follow that one, we've got Amazing Spider-Man issue 280. And this one features the first team appearance of the Sinister Syndicate, not to be confused with the Sinister Six. This group is led by the Beetle and includes Rhino, Boomerang, Hydro Man, and Speed Demon. So kind of like, if you bought the Sinister Six from Temu or Wish.com, but I tend to like the more obscure villains. These guys aren't even that obscure. I think the Deadly Foes of Spider-Man they appear in. And when stories deal with kind of lesser known villains, I feel like you get to get more character development, some more interesting plot points. I'm all for it. All right, this one is a cover I've been hunting down and keeping my eye out for a while now. Issue 282, and this has the anniversary border next to it with the upside down black costume Spider-Man. And the covers with these borders were celebrating Marvel's 25th anniversary. Next up are the issues for the story arc Gang War, and this one's got a cool cover by Ron Lim, one of my favorite artists of the 90s, known as Infinity Gauntlet, Silver Surfer. So there we have 284, followed by 285, featuring the Punisher and a rocket launcher. This cover actually is by Mike Zeck, who has done some stellar work on the Punisher. Then we have issue 286. There we see the Rose again. And then issue 287. Very cool with Daredevil. I had to do a bit of a double take. Issue 288. I was wondering who the female character there was at the bottom. According to the text above, that's Black Cat. And I don't, for the life of me, I don't remember any huge departure from Black Cat's, Felicia Hardy's standard costume. So if that's her, I don't know if she experimented with a new look. Not a fan. There is the Falcon over here too, Sam Wilson, also current Captain America. And that was the last part of the Gang War storyline. The issue following that is a pretty well-known one, 289, and this features the first appearance of the 5th Hobgoblin, Jason Macendale, formerly Jack-O-Lantern. Definitely trying to drum up some intrigue here with the unmasked Hobgoblin and his face in the shadows. Then we have issue number 292. This is another one in the lower condition for sure. A bit of a beater copy, reader copy. And this actually is important because it's when Mary Jane Watson accepts Peter Parker's second marriage proposal. So I'm not sure how many folks knew out there that she said no the first time Peter popped the question. And like many longtime fans, I do just wish that in the main Amazing Spider-Man comic that they would just get Peter Parker and MJ together, but that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. So our consolation prize is the wonderful Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman. Anyway, moving on. Issue 294. Now, I had picked up issue 293 a couple of months ago, also part of Kraven's Last Hunt. So here comes artist Mike Zeck again, who I just absolutely adore his work. And this is a classic cover, in decent condition, no less. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go for the rest of Kraven's Last Hunt storyline since it was spread out over Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, and Web of Spider-Man. But looking at the covers, I really like the two parts of the story in Web of Spider-Man, so tentatively I'll be keeping my eye out for those. Now, we're down to just the last 3 books from this haul, and these are probably my favorite of the bunch. So this is kind of a 1-2 punch. Issue number 229, classic cover of Spider-Man and Juggernaut, where Juggernaut is trying to kidnap Madam Web. So you can probably guess if this is a 1-2 punch, 229 and 230. Fantastic covers there. While I've been mostly focused on kind of completing kind of the part of Amazing Spider-Man that's above 300, the part that kind of surrounded the issues I was reading as a kid, this cover has always stuck out to me. Just Juggernaut, when paired with the right hero or in the right circumstance, makes for some really interesting stories. So happy that these two are now part of my ASM run as well. And funny enough, the last book we're going to talk about has to deal with the marriage of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Hey, it's the special wedding issue, Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 21. And believe it or not, there's 2 different covers to this. This is the newsstand version, which features Peter in costume with the villains in the back. If you look at the direct market version of this, they actually did Peter Parker in civilian clothes with the supporting cast, family members and whatnot in the background. I much prefer the supervillains in the back and him as Spider-Man. I feel like the cover just pops a little bit more. But as a big Spidey fan, I might hunt down the other version too. A rare instance where I'll get both the variants. I mean, this preceded the days of like 12 to 20 different variants per issue, and it's kind of cool that they did it so early on. But I've been wanting this a long time. It's a classic cover. Maybe a little bit bittersweet, given that they're not together currently. But who knows what the future holds. Alright, so that's my huge haul of Spider-Man. Again, shout out to Dan from Out of the Panel Comics. Always a pleasure to deal with. But I want to hear from you guys as well. What was your favorite book out of this haul? Do you have a favorite cover? Do you hate Spider-Man? Whatever the case might be, let me know down in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me, for your continued support, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.